Everybody? Like attending a class, right?
Okay, so pretty much everyone here already knows who Dr. Javier is, who is a very skillful artist who works around material and medium on resonating elements, pressing on identity and culture that along the way form a flow of story that strongly tells about iconography and also Malay cosmology. So, without further ado, Dr. Jai, can you walk us through on your process of selecting a medium or material and how that choice influence your concept or message that you want to convey?
Wow.
Okay, this is your one.
Like an exam question for me.
First of all, thank you so much again for spending time with us at home. And I'm assuming that you are interested in the art making, and probably a bit of knowledge or experience that the artists share, particularly on this solo of mine, which happened now at Toffee. You have a chance to visit, to drop by. And it's an interesting question raised by me. Before I go further on that, maybe we should a little bit make it even more comprehensive in the sense that let's split this session to a category. We have to be clear a little bit, perhaps, on the art making. Just to put you in the context, art making, which is all of us familiar with the word art making or making art. And in making art, two elements that we all agree and understood. One is we make the art, and the second one we give meaning to the art. So art making and meaning making, that's always the case. You make art, you make meaning. So art is meaning making. So if we all agree on that basis, it's much easier for us to move forward. Okay? So I make my art, and at the same time I create meaning. Otherwise my art is meaningless. As simple as that. Right? So art making and meaning making is a very interesting discussion or very interesting dialogue that we all know, we're all familiar, but we're not really sure how does that work. Right? This is what that. So let me share with you a little bit of this idea or this hypothesis of making art, making meaning. So when artists make art, they have a meaning they want to share. They have a meaning that they construct in order to make their art valid or to make their art relevant. And they have to have some meaning. People call it story, people call it a narrative, people call it content, whatever it is, but it has to come up with that meaning making process. Okay, that's one thing. And the key misconception, perhaps, is to equate meaning making, meaning making with image. We got an image that convey meaning. That's a popular belief, popular understanding. What does it mean? What does that mean? So you rely on image to convey the meaning, which is fine, no issue about that. But there's a bit of misconception that it relies not on image per se. Meaning doesn't come only from images or symbol, what you call it. So my discussion will bring this to material. Meaning comes from material as well. So we have to understand that material or medium or substance convey meaning. It manifests as history, memory, ideas, narrative, it can. And we rarely discuss about that. Normally we say, what medium do you use for bitumen? Oh, beautiful. You get some more technical rather than a meaning maker. Understand that? So this discussion of my work, this asked me yesterday. I was at the BFM and Julian asked me, what is the takeaway from this exhibition? I know I should have said, I should have elaborated on the issue, on the ideas, on the story, which I did all the time. But rarely artists elaborate on the medium and how does the medium function in the context of narrating a story. It's not just a technical know-how. It's another thing that artists should take that seriously. So whether it's bitumen or watercolor or charcoal or whatever medium, how does that medium function or assist the meaning making? That should be the key, the takeaway of the show. And that will make your art making more deeper than just technical expertise. Just making more richer than just painting a landscape or painting a still life. So artists have to focus or give an equal emphasis on the image as much as the material, how the image is conveyed, how the image is portrayed, how the image is constructed in regard to your narrative. Okay? So art making you understand, the image you understand, but the other factor that we're going to discuss about that. And since my meaning or my art making rely on making meaning as we agreed just now. So what does that mean? What does that mean? So the meaning of the word has to have some interesting relationship with the material use, which is bitumen. Okay, let's go to bitumen. What is bitumen? So I go one by one. I go up making, I go to bitumen. What is bitumen? The typical everyday materials, industrial material. I've been great about that. I've been doing bitumen for about 30 years. Just another alternative material. In the 60s, in the 70s, artists look for alternative material. Artists look for the industrial material. When I was a specialist in the US, started in the 50s. Artists probably the one conventional material. They started to use non-conventional material. When Duchamp introduced the ready-made object become material. Event become a material, the process become the material. So not necessarily watercolor or conventional art material, other things was seen as a material too. So bitumen is just another material that used by that normally used by industrial. It's for industrial use, and we all know that bitumen is petroleum-based compound that the industry use for waterproofing. For the road, asphalt, the tar, that's basically bitumen. That's basically bitumen. That's as bitumen as you can get. We are so familiar with it. I got it from a hardware store. I didn't even go to art material store. You go to any hardware store, you get one bucket of bitumen. But for the past 30 years, I use bitumen just for my technical purposes. Only when you get to know the material for so long. 30 years is a long time to be familiar with the material, not for the technical purposes. I can handle material, I can handle the sophistication of the mark making of bitumen, no issue with that. But another thing is, like I mentioned earlier, how does that connect to your meaning? How does that connect to your narrative? Can you put that in the context of meaning creation in your artwork? The image is fine, the drone is fine, the factory or the background is fine. It's actually an abandoned warehouse, but it was executed by bitumen. So how does bitumen play a role in supporting that narrative, that story? In order to do that, we have to look at bitumen, like I said, more than just technical medium. Bitumen has its own, we call it its own conceptual property. Conceptual meaning it presents something. It presents, for instance, it represents industry, or it represents synthetic or it represent the function is to patch the, let's say, to patch the waterproofing or the waterproofing to seal. So we use that function to hold or to connect with the idea of, let's say, I'm trying to use bitumen as a medium that translates the dichotomy between the industrial and the society, maybe. Society meaning, let's say, this is a last example. Let's say if I make a commentary about political decline, about the social issue in Malaysia, for instance, and I use bitumen. So how does the bitumen relate to your social issue? How does bitumen relate to your political statement? Well, I can say bitumen used to patch the hole or the damage of the surface. So I use bitumen on that concept to patch the cadre of the society. So it's not, I use bitumen as a metaphor to translate the layer between, let's say, political, historical, and social layers. So bitumen was used to patch that layer. So artists use bitumen not only just a technical compound, but also that's what I meant by a conceptual property of bitumen. Okay, I hope you get me there. I know it's a bit academic, but we have to go there and in order to make sense of how material also give meaning. And I know it's a long question just now. I know I'm out of that context a little bit, but I'll get to that. And how bitumen create meaning is this. First, I look at the material property. It's brownish. Look at that. It's brownish. It's all sepia. That's why I call it sepia. Sepia is a brownish tone, earthy, and it's vicious, black. It's a black material. That's black material. I forgot about my slide. Oh my God. There. And another one. You get. Oh, there you go. You get this for 38 ringgit a bucket at any hardware store, and nobody uses it for making art. But I'm not taking credit that I use in New York. People use other bottles of material, and I used this before. I was referring to other specialist artists, other abstract specialist artists that use materials such as bitumen. But this black, vicious, sticky material was given another identity, which is in the art world. And when it was given another function, and it was given by the artist, they have to, like I said, they have to understand the property, the characteristic of the material, the temperament of the material, how does the material create this special tonality between dark and light. How you play with dark and light using bitumen, for instance. I can use that easily with oil paint. I can use that easily with acrylic. But this is bitumen. Bitumen has a different connotation. Bitumen can be a different metaphor. So it goes along with my idea of sharing you guys about the narrative of social issue, for instance, about history. Okay? And the word Sepia in my solo version, which is taking place now at Toffee. The title was, oh my God, Sepia Tak Sepi. Sepia, I always use Malay title. Sepia literally means bitumen because of the brown effect. And interestingly, I connect Sepia with the Malay, the earthy color, the warm, the color of the sour mutton. In Malay, we call it brown. They are browns, almost like sour mutton. And the idea of it's quiet. See the Malay, they're quiet, but they're not silent. They're not silent, and they're not loud. We're not loud people. We keep to ourselves, but we're not silent. So Sepia Tak Sepi meaning Sepia that tells stories, Sepia that narrates the story, the story of the past, for instance, the story of Adam, for instance, story of moral, story of the late thoughts, probably. So this Sepia conveys that story. And why is it Sepia? why is it not green or yellow or red? First I say because of the color, the sawan warna. Secondly, because Sepia brings you this sense of time and space, sense of archival, almost look like aging. If you look at the old document, when you see the brownish meat, so it tells you that this is old, this is from the past, this is like a nostalgic kind of a content. So it has that quality. So artists use that quality to bring you back all the way to the history, to bring you back to another time frame, to another narrative. And while you're going all the way back, you create a new narrative, a new story. With the road, that one is like a new contemporary issue. I think using the memory of the past in order to create the future. So the play between time and space goes well in my perception and in my understanding. That's why I said how material convey, how material manifest ideas as well. It's not just a technical element. Did I answer any of your questions?
Yeah,
I go on and on.
Yeah, but you can go on.
Yeah.
Very insightful answer. It does answer all the rest of my questions I have in mind,
Yeah.
but please elaborate more.
Thank you. You can stop me if you want. You can just hold me there. And one interesting thing, well, if I may share with you, in the period of 30 years dealing with this material again and again and again. Of course, I use charcoal at the same time. I use bitumen, I use acrylic, I use all the conventional material. No issue with that. But why keep on coming back to bitumen? First, because it suits my narrative. Secondly, it gives you this all this conceptual framework that we were talking about. And thirdly, maybe when I get to know a person for the past 30 years, I know everything about the person. And we kind of have this, we create this rapport, this trust, this dialogue between each other. So I know every sentiment, I know how bitumen react. I know how bitumen smell like, I know whether it's going to work or not. I know it's going to be a failure because the layer is not enough, I need more layers. So I know when it's not there. So this kind of a mutual relationship with your material, with my material, take you to another level of understanding your creative process. Take you another level. And I would easily claim that I'm the king of bitumen or whatever. But that's not the case at all. Because if I say I'm king of bitumen or somebody call me you're the high priest of bitumen. Oh. The high priest, you relate to ulama already. But that is just a name for giving of your expertise on the material. Not because your relationship with the material. Your relationship with the material is you and your material and your process of making. Only can claim that relationship. And that next one. This is the medium. Same thing. But look at that effect over there. The medium give that effect. You have to understanding the medium is not simply apply to the canvas. You have to know what is the potential, what can this material offer you. It can offer me a beautiful tonality between dark and light. I can get it as dark as this. I can get it as light as this. Right? I can erase it with a solvent to bring back the highlight. I want all purely technical. But the other aspect is probably to push the material a little bit. What happens if I mix it with water? What kind of surface sophistication that it will create? So that's the mixture of bitumen and water on canvas. And you see me washing, putting water on the surface, and splash on bitumen. You know, when oil and water doesn't make, it creates this marbling effect, this surface character that that you can't get into other tools like brushes. You cannot get it through a conventional way of dealing with it. You have to mix it with a little bit of thinner, a little bit of water, a little bit of solvent, resin, just to create a mark. And when you get that mark, then I see the next. When you get that mark, this is a beautiful mark. When you create that mark, now how to utilize that mark with your image? I won't forget the image. I still believe that image convey message. Image signifies something. Image tells story, yes. But to have bitumen on top of the images or convergence between the material and the image and the mark making can sort of give you a better understanding of your narrative. So this is what you get when you have bitumen mixed with water, some heavily, some very light. And you see the stage effect. And you move to the next one. This is the surface. Yeah, that's how I get the surface with water. And I create this first before I have the image. So this is like how do you call this? This is like a vein and your skin, like the skin of the canvas. Or sometimes you see it as just a surface noise, surface debris. It can be an abstract word, but when you put the images on top of that, it makes sense. And then see the next slide. This is just before the image comes in. This is understanding the materials, the medium. You get it as dark as possible, you get as bright as possible, you get all this layering of stain effect, which can represent a layer of meaning, or layer of time and space can represent that. So this signifies something else. But let me see the next slide. There you go. When I put the image on top of the mark, so the image becomes something else. It's not just a subject matter. It carries the strength of the mark. It carries the strength of the material. And you can get this only by bitumen. I cannot get it by oil paint, or watercolor, or acrylic. No way I can get that. And how do I know if it suits with this subject matter? By experimentation, by trial and error, by years of dealing with the material, years of understanding its physical properties. Yeah, that's the top part of the tank, whole tank, and the effect of that, marbling effect of that goes so well with the aging or the damage or the abandoned machinery. For instance, I want it to look like it's old and abandoned and it's malfunction. So this effect goes so well with that. All you need to do is to create a form with this bit of shadow here and there, with the detail of the images, and you're almost there. Let me see the next image. Wow, there you go. So this effect here, actually partly this is the same effect. This is the same effect. What I need to do is cover up a bit and put another layer of bitumen, make it look a bit darker, so I can create different plane. Two different plane, three different plane, 1, 2, 3, and I darken this type. So I create planes based on tonality, the tone. So this is technical understanding of the material, which is fine. But how that technical support the image also another factor. See this next slide. There you go again. There you go again. I wish you can see the actual painting. There you go. So the mark on the statue and the mark on the floor come from the same mark, come from the same process. Understand that? So this is my secret rahsia perniagaan. So I'm revealing everything. So go back and try. No issue, no copyright issue, no intellectual property or whatever you call it, free to use. I got it from somewhere else. I don't invent it myself. Okay, let's get to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. What do we have? If you go, I don't know whether you see the exhibition or not. If you have the time, go and see it. Look at this. Look at this. The format of the painting. Ask me, they never seen a painting with a rounded corner. This is just because you want to make it look different. And then I put a metal frame. That's a specialized, a special made, customized metal frame. Yeah. It gives me this, even metal conveys certain quality. Right? It gives me, it strengthen the idea of industrial, between the industrial metal. It gives me that idea. But actually, let me share with you a little bit. Actually, the format, basically based on this. Look at this. We use this every day. We see this every day in our life. All images come from this. It's in our pocket. Every single moment of our life, we'll be staring at this format. So that's why I get the idea from. So your history, your past, your present, your future, all based on image consumption. And that consumption comes in this little format. Okay? So that's basically, but I love the metal frame. So this word, the crack on the ground looked like a crease. Wow, I didn't realize that. It does, right? Then, bro, something you don't even realize. It does look like a crease. And the handle should be here. Maybe this is a part of it, the handle, and then this is the. Wow. So I did that.
I think we can all agree that not only is Dr. Jai king of bitumen, he's also king of iconography. So many symbols.
I would take that credit. Okay, we have to deal with iconography. We have to deal with symbols. We have to deal with images. And that's what artists do. They tell story using all these word, these images as a connotation, as a signifier.
There's also a bit of twist and comedy.
Yeah. Which is commentary and a bit of satire, a parody, an irony, make fun of it a bit, not too serious but serious at the same time, and a mockery a bit. In Malay we call it berkias. We're using a parody rather than a straightforward kind of a message. And you give a multiple interpretation. You see this and you see this at the same time. It's about this, but you're telling you the other way around. So it's always multiple situation that make the thing more interesting. Rather than this only mean that. That will you tailor the thinking rather than open it to the many way of understanding. Let me see the next slide. I love this thing. See the format again? Oh, this is the Ibu Susu. Between the ethnicity, between me, I'm a Malay, but my Malay has been not only has been, my Malay has been re-evaluated, has been seen in the different format, different way of reading based on my social involvement, based on my education, based on my surrounding. When I was born back in Malay traditional village in Batapura, I was raised in that environment. But look at me now, I'm giving talk to different people, different background, different generation. I'm here at Guru. Very interesting, beautiful, sophisticated premise that involve art and architecture and knowledge. So my value of Malay as an ethnic cannot be how I was born 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It expand. My understanding about other races, my understanding about my environment changes. So this is part of the painting is about that. If you look at the background there, it's It's an old mosque in Malacca. It's a Masjid Keluaran. Way back in the what century, if I forgot, I would assume, but that's a mosque, which is still functional. Every time I go to Malacca, I have to pray, stop by Masjid Keluaran. And you know back then. And the reason I put it there, because typically when you say mosque, you think that there's an Arabic dome with an Arabic minaret. So that's typical understanding of the mosque. And my grandmother would go and pray there because she looked Chinese. Looked Chinese, because that very oriental, come from a different generation, different civilization. But look at the culture and religion. My mother-in-law will chase the dog. No way you can get close to the dog. My kid loves dogs. So how do I do that? My daughter said, Papa, can we adopt a puppy? Of course I cannot adopt a puppy. I can get cats. I love puppies. So this is the cultural thing, the culture and religious. And same thing like the mosque. So I put the mosque at the back, as the background, and I put you're familiar with that? Romulus. The history of the civilization of the Roman Empire, the Western, praise that as the birth of the empire. So that can easily represent the Western civilization. The Western civilization, which it claims on the whole history of the world is very much Eurocentric. As if Euro started the whole thing. Why go to the East? Why go to China? Go to India? Nobody cared about politics about the European. So the European centric is always there. And we were raised within that context. I was trained in UK, I was trained in US, not mentioned about the Eastern aesthetic, or not mentioned about the Eastern narrative, all about the European civilization. And nobody wants to talk about the European Dark Ages. Where during Dark Ages the Islamic civilization was at the peak. But that's the Eurocentric thing I'm talking about. So I'm putting that in the middle there. And I think we are Roman and Romulus used to substitute. And I put the Malay maiden on the left line in the foreground. And the title is Ibu Susu. Ibu Susu is a very interesting connotation about, I don't know, familiar with the Malay or Islamic Malay. When you give Susu to your daughter or son, become part of you. You cannot, your daughter or whoever you give the Susu cannot get married to your family because you already have a Susu part of it. I don't know whether they're cultural or that religion, but it's a very strong. You have to be careful when you give, whether the person is your anak susu or not. If your anak susu, you have to announce it. You don't want to get cross marriage because you share the same DNA. So I like the idea of Ibu Susu, meaning that you know your roots. You know where you were born, you know who's your mother, you know who's your root, you know who's your family, you know who's your relative, in order to keep your well, not to be a racist or not to be focused on ethnicity, but the sense of belonging, the sense of root. So, there's a play underneath that, but I can't finish it. Supposed to be a play, I'm going to put a lot of offering, like a mandarin fruit. I use a lot of mandarin fruit. This Chinese mandarin that has quality. I can use pisang. I used to use pisang. Pisang is from Malay. We go to Semayang, we sedekah pisang. We donate always for pisang. Pisang candidat. But in Mandarin is buah, right? Buah limau. So I'm supposed to have that, but nobody knows. Only today I should have to be back. Oh, you finish that. You liar. But very interesting image in very interesting and it creates this curiosity. What is that, yeah? What is that? That is the lion or that dog supposed to have some meal? It's not. You leave it that way. You leave the curiosity. You're not giving everything away, but again, so the cloud is unique. If I can go one by one on the context of images, I can. But I love associate image with meaning. But that's not my main agenda today. Because my emphasis will be on the material. Because that story about images, every artist has the same story. Every artist has a story. Yeah, look at that. You ask the artist, what the doors all about? You can easily tell the story about the door. But what material do you use? Acrylic. Okay, why is acrylic? Stop there. I'm good at acrylic. Stop there. So what is that? That's let's say the charcoal. Beautiful image of suffering. A child suffering. Idols. But why is it charcoal? Why give me black or white? Which is good. Other than that, so the strength of material is not really utilized by the artist, in my perception. Maybe the artist don't care about that, which is fine. But I will go more detail on the capacity of the material used. So just now, it's actually the background of that Maryam. When I started this, it's heavy bitumen on the surface, that one. And the horse wasn't even there, Maryam wasn't even there, the dates, olive.
Yeah.
Olive. The Malay is, what is it? Olive? Korma?
Zaitun.
Korma is zaitun. So olive is over zaitun. When Maryam gave birth to Jesus, he was under the olive tree. They have that. But the interesting thing about this work, and I purposely write in Arabic, Hijabi, or Arabic, Maryam, because it comes from the Surah Maryam, the Quran. And interestingly now, the Quran only gave one chapter to Maryam, special. Maryam is special. Maryam presents mother as a woman. Even the Bible that give chapter to woman. So Islam raised special chapter for Maryam. Maryam is the mother of Jesus, we all know that. Or Isa. My mother-in-law looked at this child. She was worried about me becoming a Christian. This is so that's cultural thing. This is Maryam, and Maryam is the mother of Jesus. We praise Maryam. Nothing wrong with Maryam. But I change it a bit. You never see Maryam with a cross, obviously, when in the Bible or when in the. No. It's another cross. Maryam is the mother of Jesus. Maryam gave birth to Jesus. And we praise Maryam, like the Quran praise Maryam. But the word Maryam, firstly, can we zoom in? First, I thought I spelled Maryam differently, M-A-R-I-A-M, which is a Malay spelling, which is wrong. Maryam is from the word Mary, M-A-R-Y, not M-A-R-I-A-M. Maryam is a Malay version, but the word's Mary, Mother Mary, or Madonna child. Or Maryam, M-A-R-Y-A-M. So when you so in the Arabic, Melor, Maryam. So very interesting communication, very interesting story. Same like the story I'm telling you about dogs, Malay community, about dogs as taboo. Even Maryam image is considered as taboo. You cannot have this in your house, right? Are you crazy? Because this is association with Christianity. That's to me is a bit of a, that's the new, I was talking to you just now, the new, maybe the new Malay, the new understanding, the new narrative that you have in you as a Malay Muslim, or as a father, or as a teacher, or as a contemporary Malaysian artist. You have to have that. I'm 62 years old man, I'm a pensioner. And I've been teaching art for about 30 years. And on that half of that year, probably teaching my students on the technical aspect of making art. So another half that which I'm sharing with them was missing. Was missing. So making art is not about technical aspect. Making art is more than that. Making art is deeper than that. Understanding the knowledge, the perception, the narrative of your ethnicity, and blah 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 blah. Let me see the next slide.
Oh, before we proceed to the next slide, this is one of my favorite artwork. And actually, for your information, Maryam was mentioned 70 times in the Quran and was mentioned as the most important woman to ever live by Allah, our God. So I feel like this particular artwork has a strong symbol of resilience in womanhood. But I really want to know what is the symbol behind the placement of this horse. What does it symbolize?
Very good question. And I'm glad you realized how important the figure within the Islamic narrative. And I'm glad that how you look at Maryam was mentioned how many times in the Quran, how important the symbol of motherhood, symbol of resilience, symbol of struggle. But the horse was there before the Maryam come in. Let me share with you this secret of mine when I made this painting. I was painting a horse first. I had no clue what's going to be next. I had no clue. I was stuck with this work for the past almost a month. Because I made the background of the bitumen, which I showed you just now. And I put the horse, which is if you can zoom in, the horse a little bit. The texture, the surface goes very well with that. My mother wasn't even there. And I visit my daughter in London, or visit a few museums, V&A, Tate Britain. I started to look at detail on the civilization, work of the medieval world, work of Renaissance, and the image of Maryam came on to me. And none of the Maryam images was with a cross. So I said to myself, maybe I should dig deeper on Maryam. That's why Surah Maryam comes in. When I read Surah Maryam, you were right. This is the highest regard given to woman in the Quran. And the fact that Maryam was, if you look at the title, what's the title again? Bisik Maryam. Bisik means whisper. Horse whisper. I don't know whether you're familiar with horse whisper. So it goes well with my heart. I already have the horse. You liar, yeah. Now how you play the image. So somebody asked me this question, hey, why you make the horse and that? And then I have to be frank here. This is a little secret. And when you create, I don't know, this is maybe my way of working. When you create image, when you deal with images, sometimes you plug in images on painting or on your work without any connection to each other. Why you do that? You don't have plan. Yeah, I just plug in. I believe, because I told my daughter last month when she said, I don't like the skeleton, doesn't go well with the rest of the images. I said, I know, I don't know what they do. There's one painting without with the skeleton. I end up covering up the skeleton. But my point here is to share with you that sometimes image communicate with each other without you plan that to do. You put certain images, they communicate with each other, they have a dialogue with each other, only for you to listen carefully and hear what they're talking about. So when the horse is there, and the Maryam comes in front of the horse, you know it's not that the Maryam has different scale. Maryam should be at the back because the horse is too big. So you know the horse is in front, but you don't care about that. You care about horse and Maryam, how does that to connect? And there you go, it's a horse whisperer. And he gave me the new title. Whisperer means what in Malay? Bisik. Bisik Maryam. So Maryam whispered to you, not in the context of the Quran about the birth of Jesus. It's another narrative Maryam created about resilience, about motherhood. Because horse whisperer, if you Google horse whisperer, is about still about resilience, about how you commute with nature. You have to understand also the disability you have with a horse. special because they connect in a different level. So horse whisperer and Maryam as a whisperer connect well. That's why I said the image, something they connect. You don't have to worry about that. They connect, only for you to listen carefully. So when I put the Maryam there and I put the olive tree, and the olive tree and Maryam can easily connect. But the horse, so the word the horse whisperer pronounce Bisik, Maryam whisper, not necessarily to the horse, but to the whole narrative. And the word, the red title is so strong that it gives you this, in the Malay, I don't know if you're familiar with it, in the Malay community, the Jawi or the Arabic is so sacred. Even Surah Kapal Jawi, the Jawi you said, Jawi you said, you would langkah, you wouldn't even step, even though it's not a Quranic verse. It gives you this sacred quality of the Jawi. Jawi and Arabic is two different things. Jawi is in the Arabic word, but the pronunciation is Malay. Arabic is used as the language of the Quran. So the Malay regard Jawi as sacred. Whether if you spell babi, babi, and you spell B-A-B-I in the Roman, the baya in Arabic is more sacred. But the meaning is same, you know what I'm saying, right? So the word itself is considered sacred. The letter, Arabic letter is considered sacred because of the language of the Quran. And I like to have that on the word to contradict the misconception about Maryam and to play around with those two connotation or signifier. Let's see the next slide.
Sorry, Dr. Jai. I noticed there's a beautiful glow around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's to depict the connection.
Yes, I was about to put this glow here. That's so Christianity. We don't have that glow, Christianity or the halo on top. So glowing meaning like, yeah, you're right. Glowing is sacred. Glowing is like an angel. When you depict an angel is always glowing. Malaikat ini dibuat daripada cahaya. Satan was made by fire, flame. But angels always made by the glowing light. So you elevate that not only on Maryam but the horse as well. And the whole thing is almost like a sacred depiction of Maryam, horse whisperer. Thank you for bringing that up.
And another question on horses. I noticed, I think I saw a very big art piece of yours with two horses.
Yeah.
Can I ask how did it come about? Did you do the horses first like this one, or did you have the whole concept? Yeah.
The other one.
Yes.
The other one is very thank you for bringing that.
I just saw it just now.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. Thank you for bringing that. Horse and the two horses there. That two horses, I think I wrote a little bit of a poem down there. It's about storytelling. That one was totally different narrative altogether. It's about story was told to me from generation to generation about how the Malay warrior, about Antua riding the horse was flying from one magic mountain to another magic mountain. So because that particular series was about, if I'm not mistaken, this one is Sepia Tak Sepi, that one is Dongeng.
Oh.
Dongeng is two words combined. I always use Malay word. Dongeng. Dongeng means dongeng. What is dongeng? Folklore. So it's a legend. Dongeng. Dongeng from the word Tenggang to serenade. To serenade. So to serenade the legend, something like that in English. So I put in two words, dongeng. Then from the word Tenggang, dongeng is dongeng. So Tenggang, dongengan. So short form call it dongeng. So it's always about the story, about the mythology, about the folklore, about Hantua, about Badang, mostly about Badang. Familiar with the word Badang? Badang is like Malay version of herbalist.
Oh, Badang, that one with the three big rock.
Yeah, Badang is always the. But here in Badang ate the vomit of the jinn. Jinn is the genie. Interesting story. I was raised with that story again and again and again. And when I tell to my children, nobody interested. Everybody talk to Javier, and Javier was about that. They talk about Kamen Rider, they talk about and nobody knows about Badang or Papua. So that's the way of preserving that story. Thank you for bringing that up. That was
I have a question about, so, I mean, I guess traditionally, thinking about sort of like Islamic arts, it's basically related with iconography and such. But how do you sort of console the fact that, console like the fact that we sort of using images for an Islamic thing? It's like, does that come to your mind? It's like, maybe I shouldn't
do that. It's like a taboo, right?
Yeah.
That's like the issue of the dog.
Yeah.
Dog is a taboo to the Malay society. But the dog was mentioned in the Quran because of the Asphaltus, the man of the cave. 300 years, the dog guiding the man in the cave. But nobody mentioned about that dog. What happened to that dog? So dog was seen as a haram, taboo. What about the dog in the Quran? What about dog was praised as royalty, as security? So we choose what to narrate or what to believe. I mean this is the orthodox version, this is the conservatism in Islamic or in ethnicity. So we have to compromise. We have to compromise on that. We have to know the content of that. So that's an issue.
Plays a big role in you because I noticed that in every exhibition, and there's at least one dog.
Yes.
At least one dog.
Yes. I wouldn't use cat, honestly. And dog trigger more stronger perception, more stronger. People look at dog as haram, but I look at dog as loyalty. Loyalty, security, maybe. And nothing wrong with that. People say you cannot touch dog. Okay, fine. Because the Shafi'i say you cannot touch dog. Well, you touch dog, you wash your hand. No big deal. Also, we touching dog. Even if your hand is dry, according to Shafi'i, if your hand is dry, you can back the dog, no issue. But if your hand is out, when he licks your hand because of the saliva, go and wash it, no big deal.
It's really breaking off from common misconception.
Yes, that's what I said. This misunderstanding, this misconception has to be addressed. Especially my daughter says she loves dogs. So I said, I cannot say no, you cannot even have them, cannot. Because that generation, what's wrong with loving dogs?
Just to build on that question, so are you very intentional then in your process, like to incorporate elements that could potentially be taboo?
Yes, very much deliberate. And even not in this work, my previous work, you see there's a dog always in some of my work. I have a painting of a dog at home. My mother-in-law was so worried every time I come back, he covered the I live with my mother-in-law. He covered the painting. I understand where he comes from. I understand totally. No issue with that. So we have to live with that environment. We have to live with that narrative that artists like me or maybe you guys have to address this issue. You can address it many ways. In your painting, in your writing, in your film. You look at Jasmine, relate Jasmine film. Always address this issue, the Malay, Chinese, the tolerance, the taboos. They always address the issue because it's there. It's there, and we cannot ignore it. So if you're an artist, this is the best thing that we can do, is to put this narrative in the context that everybody can read, everybody can understand. Okay. Well, heavy stuff, I'm glad. Well, let's see what others have we have. This is the one you saw, this one that I did, remember? Then you cover the whole background. Perfect. The word Tenggang is a person in the Malay folklore who betrayed his mother and then he became arrogant, he come back to the village and then his mother cursed him and his whole ship turned into a rock
into stone.
Stone, rock stone. This turning into stone and rock shaped by many different technology. The Greek Medusa,
Yes.
he turned into a rock. And I have another painting called Melor di Alor, Melor di Ujung Alor. It's another version of Malay folklore. What is the title? Batu Belahan Betako. Also share the same, almost the same narrative with Cinderella, the stepmother. So we share almost the same myth or mythology, narrative from one generation, one culture to another culture. So how sweet we are, how well connected we are, rather than separate. We always influence each other, even civilization, even cultural narrative. So if we can adapt that, I think that's the best way to go. And what I would elaborate on this, just to see, Asphaltus is a character I created. The character I created, you can see this image, 2 or 3 different paintings. There's a new image. I used to have myself, the painting. And my wife said, stop it, enough. Enough of this narcissism.
But if I may ask, why put yourself in the painting?
Well, artists do that all the time.
Like self-portrait?
Yeah, okay. That's a good question. You cannot, sometimes you want it so badly, you ask somebody to post what you cannot get what you want. You know what you want, actually. It's not about self-glorification, it's not about that, or like Bomo. I always portray myself as a Bomo, as a shaman or as a healer. And it's not only that. I think I talked about this in the FM yesterday. If you're familiar with the Bomo, my grandfather was a Bomo, a healer. When you're the elderly in the Kapal, you're the head of the village, you're the healer, you're the wise man, you're the one who teaches martial art. So my grandfather was that. He's packaged to one ideal wise man in Kepong in the village. And he's a great Bomo. And my father was in the British Army. My father was the great son of my grandfather. And my father was given a Western education, secular education, but he's still a Bomo to me because he's in the British Army. He was in the medical unit, with a cross here. So he healed people. He's a medicine man. He's a healer. So I said, okay, from that generation of healer to this generation of healer, and then my father should pass it to me. I don't heal people, but I heal through painting. Because healer or shaman is thing, you connect two worlds, the real world and the mysterious world. The spirituality and the duality of the world, you connect, kind of like intermediate. And I love that role, so I adapt myself to be a Bomo. That's why I have a Bomo series. But this painting, I cannot have that anymore. My wife said it now. Your role as a Bomo or as a Nasi. So I adapt somebody else. I get another model from my couple. His name is he's a pensioner, army pensioner. He's hardworking man in Kepong called Dollar per day. Dollar per day means Berde means to shoot. And he's an army pensioner. He used to carry gun in Kepong, shooting at the squirrel, take care of the orchard. He's a pensioner, and I love this character. I said, okay, I'm going to use him as a pensioner, as an old hero, but still contributing to the society, contributing to the community. But even though he's a pensioner, but he's still good. So I look at myself as that. And the word Asphaltus is, I think its name, Asphaltus, because asphalt. Asphalt is another name for bitumen. And the word Asphaltus reminds me a bit of, I don't know if you remember, if you're familiar with the word Spartacus. Spartacus is a warrior, the Roman warrior who rebelled, who fight for the Roman Empire and take over. So Spartacus is a hero, is a Roman Empire who been idolized as a normal person, but bringing he take over the Rome Empire. So this person had that character. The word Asphaltus is the character, the person that related to Spartacus. But let me share you this thing. How long we have? Go over. Let me share with you. I just found out that Asphaltus actually a medium, even in the ancient medicine, because it's a mineral base. It's not the one that I use. The one I use is the manufactured. It's a synthetic petroleum base. But actually, it's a mineral base. Asphaltus is a mineral base. It's a plant-based mineral. Hundreds and thousands of years ago. So the Latin use it for the medicinal purposes. The Persian use it way before the century as a medicine. And the Arab use that also as a medicinal purposes. The Arab call it Hajarul Musa. Look at the name. Hajarul Musa. And the Persian call it, if I'm not mistaken, the Persian call the Asphaltus Fakarul Yaqut. There you go. So the many names, and they all lead to medicinal purposes. Nasi, no wonder I'm a bomo. There you go. No wonder I'm a healer. But I only found out during this show. Before that, I didn't know. I thought bitumen just material, industrial material that used to reflect the industry, technology, the industrial purposes. But there's another quality. So you learn more and more about the media as you go along. And they try to connect what you've been portraying for this while. And I have mostly for the past 5-6 years. All about the healer, all about the healing. Yeah. So it goes pretty well with the material. So that's another story.